Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today, we resyncing our claws into one of the most complex and fascinating characters in comic book history. Wolverine. He's more than just his ferocity and adamantium claws. He's a character filled with mysteries that have kept fans hooked for decades. Unlike many clear-cut superheroes, Wolverine operates in that gray area between hero and anti-hero, which is exactly what makes him so compelling. One of the biggest draws has always been the mystery of his past. When he first appeared way back in 1974, nobody knew where he came from. Marvel deliberately kept his origins a secret, slowly dropping little breadcrumbs of his history over the years. This created an incredible sense of intrigue that became a core part of his identity. Even now, with his long life and fractured memories, there are still gaps in his story that we might never fully understand. For the longest time, everyone knew him as Logan. But here's a fun fact. That's not his real name. He was born James Howlett. Logan was just an alias he picked up along his very long and troubled path. Finding out his true name added this incredible layer of emotional depth, showing us just how much of his original self was stripped away by trauma and experimentation. His amnesia isn't just a convenient plot point. It's a powerful symbol of the deep psychological scars he carries. And speaking of his long life, have you ever wondered just how old Wolverine is? Thanks to his healing factor, he ages at a snail's pace. This means he's lived through multiple historical eras, fought in World War II, worked as a spy, and seen more conflict than almost anyone. This long, brutal life has given him a unique, and often cynical, perspective on humanity. He's constantly torn between his desire for solitude and a deep-seated sense of responsibility to protect others. Now, let's talk about those iconic claws. They're probably the most famous weapons in all of comics, but originally, they weren't even supposed to be part of his body. Early on, the idea was that they were just part of his gloves. It was only later that Marvel revealed they were natural bone claws that burst from his hands. Then came the infamous Weapon X experiment, where his entire skeleton, including his claws, was painfully bonded with the nearly indestructible metal, adamant. This process made him incredibly powerful but also caused him unimaginable suffering, both physically and emotionally. His healing factor is another double-edged sword. Sure, it lets him recover from almost any injury and makes him immune to diseases and toxins. But there's a serious downside. While his physical wounds heal, his emotional ones don't. The trauma just keeps piling up, fueling his constant inner turmoil. This power makes him one of the most resilient heroes out there, but it also traps him in a cycle of pain and memory that he can never truly escape. Despite his savage, almost animalistic nature, Wolverine has a surprisingly strong moral code. He has a deep sense of honor, is fiercely loyal, and will do anything to protect the innocent, especially younger mutants like Kitty Pryde or Jubilee. He often becomes an unlikely mentor and father figure, revealing a softer, more protective side that completely contradicts his rough exterior. This duality between the beast and the man is what truly defines him. And here's a cool behind-the-scenes fact. Wolverine was never supposed to be a star. He was created to be a minor, one-off character, but his unique design, rebellious attitude, and complete unpredictability has clicked with readers. He wasn't your typical clean-cut hero, and that's what made him skyrocket in popularity to become one of Marvel's most recognizable faces. Of course, we can't talk about Wolverine without mentioning Hugh Jackman's legendary performance. Funnily enough, Jackman is way taller than the Wolverine from the comics, who's famously short and stocky. But his portrayal was so powerful and emotionally resonant that he completely redefined the character for a new generation, becoming synonymous with the role. So, in the end, Wolverine is so much more than a guy with a bad temper and sharp claws. He's a character built on a mysterious past, emotional depth, painful transformations, and an unshakable sense of honor. It's these rich, fascinating details that keep us coming back, ensuring his legacy remains as sharp and enduring as his claws. What's your favorite Wolverine moment or fact? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content. See you next time.